There's the local gator. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Yo, you don't have to run. You can if you want to, though. It's okay, buddy. Come here. Come here, buddy. Yeah, he might be about 4 foot. Going out to South Beach, hopefully. Okay, here we are in the Everglades, doing some research on nature, as well as investigating the legendary skunk ape, as has been notified or chatted about on Monster Quest. As you can see, the Everglades are a foreboding place, not for the inexperienced hiker. And as we look down, we can see several different types of tracks. I've seen several deer tracks. There's supposedly some Florida panthers in the area that we hope to see some evidence of as well. So, I should have brought my camera, or my tripod for the camera, but I didn't. And looks like it's going to be a nice sunny day. High of about 78. I think it's about 10 o'clock or so, 9 to 10. So we're going to keep our search on and see what happens here in our search for the skunk ape. Aloha. Okay, now it's a little bit later. We're a little bit deeper into the Everglades, and this is a good place to stop and listen. I thought I'd found a little bit larger print and impression there of possibly the Florida panther, but I am hearing some grunting sounds coming from the higher grass and beyond. In that direction. I had wanted to cut across to that row of trees and work my way back, as don't want to get too far out of here with any landmarks to speak of. Everything obviously looks very similar, so that is the direction back of which I've come. And they have spotted several black bears in the area as well. So there is obviously predators in the area. I couldn't really distinguish what the grunts, what type of animal might have made it, but it seemed to be coming from beyond that group of trees there. So I decided to stop here and just listen. I might end up going back in this direction to bypass this taller grass as I head farther south. Until then, this is Doug with Searching for Adventure. Aloha. Okay, this is just a few 30 seconds or so between my last transmission, and as soon as I started moving, I heard some more grunting noises coming from beyond the taller grass. I would estimate maybe 50 or 60 yards in that direction. Again, I wasn't able to recognize what animal might have made this grunting type of a sound, but it seems to stop when I stop, and when I start I hear it again, so I don't know if it's perhaps warning me to stay out of that general direction, as obviously this barrier of the taller grass area would lend to something of more of a exotic nature perhaps. But again, this would be pretty hard to travel through, so I'm going to try to bypass it and go around it in this direction and head over to that group of trees in the distance and make my way back. I'm only about a mile out right now, so not a tremendous amount of distance to go, but as I mentioned earlier, it's all very much the same type of terrain, so it's hard to keep any landmarks, so I want to keep within the range of my memory of where I was. So again, this is Doug with, let's call it American Adventures this time. Over and out. Okay, this is Doug back on. Just maybe a few short 10 or 15 minutes ago or so away from our last transmission, and I heard another grunt, which now kind of reminds me of a kind of a water buffalo grunt. Of course, water buffalo aren't indigenous to the area, so I would probably doubt that that's what it was, but it seemed to be louder this time. And again, I'm working my way around this larger group of grass and trying to go through in this direction. I've seen a lot of deer tracks. It's hard to make out anything else because the deer, obviously with their hooves, will leave a impression of that nature. And again, I've stopped so I don't hear any more grunting. And that time I was walking when I heard it, so I couldn't really be for sure in what direction it came from. But here we are out in the wilderness, the Everglades. It's beautiful. Looks like I'm losing battery power, of course, so I might want to save some if I really need it. I don't know if you could pick that up, but there's something very close. 15 to 20 yards in that deep brush there. It sounded like this time probably the Florida panther. Kind of a deep bass moan. hope I recorded that last. I think I might have gotten the last one in. There it was. It's okay, buddy. I will do you no harm. Incredible. In the middle of the Everglades, just right beyond that grass is something big. I get the sense that it wants me to know that it's there and that I should make my way. Okay, I've made my way away from this direction where I heard the growling. I'm only about 10 or 15 yards away from where I was in that deeper grass there. I made a beeline away from the noise, but in case it comes around, I've got the trusty knife. If it shows aggression, my only chance is a shot at the jugular. So this is probably my last transmission. Battery power very weak. I can see the campground now. I've moved quite a ways away from. There's a confirmed panther track right there. I'm heading in the right direction then.